Welcome back to Paper Confessions with Karamia. It's flip through time for our paper bag junk journal prompt challenge 2025 journals. We started off by making our paper bag journals using 6 of our grocery bags. Some of you had also used lunch sandwich bags and gift bags, which were amazing ideas and different formats. So I thought that was amazing. And also, when it comes to the prompts, you are more than welcome to jump around and use them out of order or use them chronologically. If you decide to do a show or share some of your pages in response to these prompts, we would love to see it and add you to our playlist. So please tag me, Paper Confessions at Karamia, and my co-host, BB's Closet Creations. All of our wonderful collaborators' channels will be linked down below in the description box, along with a playlist that I will link in the comment section. All right, let's look and see what our journal looks like. Mine is, oh my gosh, pretty heavy. This is the cover, but look at how thick that has become. So first off, I'm going to show you the cover. It was to create a masterboard and create a focal point. I decided to make the focal point the image of a painting that my mother had painted, and I had framed it in this beautiful textured gold frame that I got from Dollar Tree. Now this frame comes off, it slides off, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then while you're crafting, you can just put this on the side if you would like as display. And when you're journaling, we have a little belly band here, and this is our masterboard. I love colors of blue, so I do different textures or images here also, and also all shades of blue. As you can see, we have a mix of fabric, pattern, paper. The next prompt was to create a spine using a fabric snippet. Now I wanted to make sure that I still wanted to give a little bit of transparency on the spine. So I used some plastic packaging, and on top of it, I layered some of my paper snippet with some fabric. And so you can see we have kind of like a peekaboo spine. You can see the paper bags in there going down. And then it was also to include a dangle. So the dangle is attached to a hitch post so that way it's not swinging back and forth. So I put that down here, and now we have a steady dangle. And whenever I want to fidget with that, I can do that as well. Now let's open our first page. Here we have our pocket. Using a paper bag, the bottom of the paper bag, I created this awesome pocket. I had matted it with the beautiful fabric with some florals and a tulle ribbon here with some of our pink eyelets. And inside, you can see you can put your ephemera or your journaling card in there. On this next page, we have our belly band, and the other prompt was a floating journal card. So using some pattern paper, some fabric, and some broken jewelry that I had in my jewelry jar, I embellished our belly band, did a double belly band here. This is our floating journal card with a little wax seal here for a little pull, and you can insert here or here. The next prompt was also to have a hidden little pocket here with a hidden journaling card. And what I did was create a list of our prompts. So this was part of the pocket prompt as well. I love the stamp area page, and this was our layers page. As you can see, the image here shows you layers of different ephemera. So I wanted to go with that and use some paper on the side, creating this snippet. And you can see we have our postage stamp on top of some foam tape, just to give it a little bit of dimension there, and doily and some of our pattern paper and book page. Did some zigzag stitching. On the next page, we worked on texture. So I wanted to focus on different types of texture, whether it was a rough texture, we have a bumpy texture with our stenciling, something smooth and crinkly with our vellum paper, soft texture with this beautiful trim, and this beautiful fabric here, just a soft texture. And this is also kind of like a rough and bumpy texture with our floral stitched little applique there. We also have our next prompt was a create a collage. So I wanted to work with neutral colors as our background, and these were a mix of paper ephemera I had from different little subscription kits that I got for journaling, whether it was from your creative studio or our atelier. So if you like to see that, I will put a little link probably up here so that you can click on and see what those boxes come with. And then I added this cutout that I had from a Pinterest magazine, put some foam tape underneath her, and I thought she looked wonderful in the foreground with this more neutral background. The next prompt was to create a hidden journaling spot. We have this beautiful blue trim with the flowers, and it sits right here on the page, but actually it is a journaling card. So we have our ephemera, just carrying in some of the themes. I love vintage postcards. This is a tuck spot for our ticket, so I could write down underneath there. I love this overlay. And then on the flip side, we have more writing spots here. This is a Dina Wakley ledger sheet that I put in the background. Stamperia paper that I can write on. We have a little ticket here with another piece of paper that could essentially be a secret journaling spot. So we put that in our paper bag pocket, and you can create more extensions over there. So this page, we had a shabby chic prompt, and I had a snippet that was gifted to me by Paper Crafting with Ines, and then all these appliques that were also shared with me from a previous challenge I hosted in my channel. I wanted to use it, and I picked colors of cream and blue. We have a little dangle here, super cute, I love that. And then I made a little belly band down here with a little bookmark style journaling card. And then on the upper right side, one of the prompts was poem. And this one shows you a poem about September and then the changing of the season. This right here, this whole page was part of our page extension. So I had attached it inside one of the pockets in one of the paper bags, sealed it closed, and then when you flip it open, I created a journal insert with different pages. We have a note card, ledger, some pattern paper, and then you can use it as different pages where you can journal on, collage on, do some glue book style pieces. So this is our pages for our page extensions. The next prompt was a hidden paperclip. So this one here is a little paperclip using some of our trim and some leftover cut apart paper. These were part of the ephemera that came from a kit that I got. Here's the flip side. And these are so much fun to make and add to your page, to add some embellishment, and also to hold some of your ephemera. So I love that. And then we did the stenciling. So with this one, I had used some of the fabric that was from Halloween. It was a mummy fabric. And then I used some Distress Oxide ink on top of this already colored envelope. And we created the stenciling. So stenciling was the prompt for this one. And then I put an image of Frida with a little fabric snippet. This center page here is our interactive page prompt. I had a little envelope here from some matcha tea. I wanted to use it. It looks so pretty on top of this page. So I made a little booklet to create some interaction. This is a card that is actually on the belly band. And then so you're able to journal on that. It flips open. So a lot of flips. Here's another one with a poem. And then finally, we have a little sheet here where I can journal inside. Now this page here is the stitched or stitches prompt. And I have this adorable image of a cat looking in a koi pond. And somehow it reminded me of my visit to Claude Monet's home in garden. So I just love it. So I wanted to do florals. I did some stitching here, blanket stitch to hold our pearl beads, and then more of some of our fun stitches along the guest check and some messy stitching in this pocket. Layered it with some of our stickers. The next prompt is tag. So this was a pretty simple one, but I thought it would be fun and more like a garden theme, just carrying on the theme of this page. And on the flip side, so the base of this tag was the cover of a greeting card, and it was an image from one of Claude Monet's paintings. So I thought that was so pretty. I might put a little quote from him here. So that's still to be added. And these I just fuzzy cut from some of the kits again that I got for junk journaling. So I really love that. So the beauty also of having these paper bags, you can make it slimmer and cut this down or leave this open where you can insert some of your page extensions, glue it shut, and add more as you go. Our next prompt here is portrait. So I imagine it was a spring day and we have this image of this woman, a portrait of her possibly being painted by one of the local artists. And I thought this was awesome. So really simply made. It's a journaling card with a simple upholstery fabric pull. And then we have this gorgeous background here. I used some of my leftover paper from one of my favorite paper bags that I use in numerous projects. So this was the last piece. So let's tuck it in here. I also just added another journaling spot behind here with, because I didn't want to glue this down. I wanted to be able to show this image of a painting by Picasso. Now, our next prompt was waterfall. Usually waterfall cards, they go up this way, so more like a vertical. So I decided to go this way, horizontal. And these are representing, I love Japanese culture in food and tea. These are tea envelopes. I had finished the tea, but I kept the envelopes, so I wanted to reuse them. And this was just a little flyer from one of our favorite udon places here. We have a little pull here with the fabric, and then we have our waterfall pages. Okay. When we flip it over here, the next prompt was die cut. And with this one, I had such a busy day. And I remember I made this 2-in-1 prompt. So it was a combination die cut, and I think the other one was stamp and color. So the stamping was the actual quote. We have the quote here. The die cut is this beautiful die of like a keyhole. And then I put some of these little pieces that I got from a plastic kind of trim. And then we have a cutout of a heart from some handmade paper where I can journal in. And then the color part is the background here. And I just love it. But then I wanted to challenge myself a little bit and also create another stamp and color page. And here is what we have. We have a vellum envelope, and I decided to stamp the image on top and then replicate it, but create the colors underneath on a journaling card. So that's what you see behind there, and then did a little bit of our fabric and paper snippet. But behind this, I may be journaling here as well and creating a little bit more, is a journal card, and it says Piccadilly Circus, and I thought it would kind of match the horse. Do some journaling there, and then this is the color in from magazine pages for the saddle, and then the stamping was put on top of a book page. So that is my version of stamp and color. So it's really fun to kind of think out of the box and oftentimes not really take some of the prompts literally and have fun just thinking of different ways on how to approach it. I think that's part of the joy of creative journaling, is being able to kind of exercise those creative muscles and really challenge yourself and have fun along the way. So the next one, we have our feather flying away here. I tucked it somewhere here. Is magazine and nature. I love birds. And what I did was take some magazine pages, did some just random tearing and sizes, and did paper nesting, creating the background of our nature page. And then I put a photo of a white egret right here on the foreground. I was so happy to be able to take a photograph of it, because it's so quick and elusive and I rarely see it walking on the ground like that. So I was super happy with that. On this page, we have a combination of two prompts, and it is the whimsical prompt and weather. So I had these awesome stamps that I've had of the Peter Pan characters, and I haven't had a chance to use it as of yet, and I thought this would fit a wonderful theme. And so for me, I also mixed one of the other prompts, which was challenge. One of the challenges was I didn't have a night sky background, but I found a paper bag that had it. The only thing is it only had this much of the imagery. So what I did was cut the other half, flip it, and then created this background. So I thought it worked out. We have a little dangle there. I'll put that there. And then we have Peter Pan, we have Michael, and Wendy. And then on the flip side, I have a little journaling spot, some sari trim that I had put there, and a cute little crystal dangle from my jewelry jar. Now for our mood, and also for the prompt challenge, one of my biggest challenges was just finding time to sit down and really consciously making time for myself to enjoy crafting and journaling. So I put a clock to signify that challenge in terms of time. Then we have weather. So this was a fold-out page from a flow book. And one of the challenges was to cut it down to size so that it would fit the page. Thought it worked out well. And then I found this wonderful poem talking about the fog. So if you'd seen week 4, I had shown you what this poem was all about. I thought it was pretty awesome, and I loved it. So that is our whimsical challenge and our weather page. Now here we have my letter to myself. That was one of the prompts. We have a small little piece here for my gratitude page, and I have the letter in there. So we just have a little note that I wrote and read on week 4. And then here you can see there's a fold here. I can attach another page extension there in the future. This was my mood page. I love tea time. It's relaxing. It makes me happy. It's snack time. And so I found this beautiful image from Daphne's Diary magazine. This background page was from Somerset Studio. And if you're not familiar with that magazine, you can find it at Barnes & Noble. Then we have a little tuck spot here, a little pocket with my favorite tea and a journaling spot. Love it. And then finally, this was my page for the map of my heart, where you include 5 key things that you love and enjoy. So I love thrifting, vintage and antique paper ephemera. Just love it. So much history there. So I got this printable, made a little faux envelope, decorated it with some stamps, ribbon, and tulle. We have our Dollar Tree stickers with little heart lock, padlock here with the key. And then inside, one of the things that I enjoy and love are my children, my daughters, Lil and Emmy. This is an old photo, throwback photo of them at the park. Lil now is going to be 22, October 5th, so that's coming up. And by the way, guys, if you're interested in my ongoing giveaway, check out week 4. I'll have all the details there. Emmy is 15. I love my girl so much, so I will be journaling and writing my thoughts about that. And then when you flip it over, I have a map underneath this heart punch out tag, and then just layered it with some of our lace. And then we have this faux ephemera with some postcards and a stitch white button. The other piece here is a beautiful floating journal card, and I love this because it has a heart. Add a little dangle charm that again I had from my jewelry jar, and then I will be putting a writing spot here, do some collaging on the back. But I love this journaling card. And then we have a windowed pocket. I love birds and nature, so that's what it signifies. And then coincidentally, this also has a map. And I still can't remember where I got this. I'm sorry, guys. I promise when I do remember who it was from, I will link it. Then we have my joy and love for books. I have a small collection of children books. I love collecting the ones that are from the 1940s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. I love the illustrations. I have some really old ones as well, of Winnie the Pooh and Heidi. So I love that. So I have my books. And then my 5th thing that I love and enjoy is photography, whether it's taking pictures of nature, documenting events with family, birthdays, get-togethers, reunions, and also my travels. So this is what that sticker is about. She's holding a camera. And I'm going to be doing my journaling here as well. In the background, I did my little version of tea dye stenciling using some of a crocheted doily. So I'll show you what it looks like. Really pretty imprint. Now it takes a little bit of time. You have to make sure you have warm weather to do it. But I love this technique, and it's always been one of my favorite ways to create some patterns on paper by using some of these doilies. So that is the map to my heart. We have this, and this is the completed flip through of my journal for our paper bag junk journal challenge. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun. And again, I wanted to say a big thank you to our wonderful collaborators. Without you, this collaboration would have not happened. And a big thank you. It just warms my heart to see the response and see all our crafty friends join in the fun and actually also express that they have enjoyed the process of joining and using these prompts. It just really warms my heart. So thank you so much. Again, you can join my giveaway. It's in celebration of my YouTube anniversary. I'll have all the information in week 4 video. So if you'd like to see that, I'll link it at the end of this video. So check it out. You have until October 3rd to join in the fun. I will be picking 4 random winners on my daughter's birthday. Lil's birthday is on October 5th, this Sunday. So join in the fun. I hope I will see you soon again with more projects to share. Oh my gosh. Again, thank you to my crafty sis BB's Closet Creations for co-hosting this. And again, ladies, for sharing your creative inspiration. Without it, I feel like I wouldn't be motivated to craft at all. So this has really helped me a lot. So again, thank you. I will see you soon. Bye.